What is up, peoples? I would say good morning, but I really can't, because this morning I woke up and I recorded a very lengthy, a very in-depth, impromptu message. I tried to record it and upload it on YouTube, but literally 13 to 15 minutes into the recording, YouTube decided to literally mess up the whole thing. I think I had to update my app on my phone. But anyway, so what is this? What are we doing? This is my first impromptu, just random, unedited, unrehearsed video. You know, so often I'm used to like creating videos and creating films that are pre-scripted and pre-edited, so on and so forth before I put it out. You know, I'm very careful with putting stuff out that hasn't been edited, or, you know, I don't have the proper message behind it. But this is something that I'm deciding to do now, where I'm going on YouTube, and maybe every morning, maybe every afternoon, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about calling it Power Talks, maybe Morning Power Talks, where I'm going to be coming on here and just sharing a lot of things with you. I feel as if I have not been as transparent. I have not been as open to my audience. I don't have an audience on YouTube yet, you know, audience on social media, other social media platforms. But I have not been as honest. I have not been as open as I should be, you know, and I am a firm believer that obscurity is pretty much death. And what I mean by death, it means that if nobody knows you, you can't do anything. If nobody knows you, don't exist. Doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter what services you have. If people don't know you're out there, you pretty much just don't exist. So anyway, so I don't know what to call this. I don't know how consistent I'm going to be with this. I'm going to try my best to be extremely consistent. But every morning, every day, I'm going to try to come on here and just give value and just give you ideas that I have, give you certain principles that I live by, and that's helped me out, right? So I just want to talk about something today that I think is really important, and it is called the save me complex, right? So there's two complexes when it comes to the save me complex. There's the Messiah complex, which people who have the Messiah complex thinks that, you know, they're the saviors of everybody. They can save everybody. You know, if they're not a part of something, like they have this thing, they have FOMO, fear of missing out. The person suffering from the Messiah complex feels as if that if he is not a part of it, if she is not a part of something, if her hands is not a part of this thing, it's not gonna work. And they think that they are responsible for literally saving the universe and saving everybody. And that is something that's just gonna burn you out and wear you out. You cannot save everybody. The message that you have is specifically for a certain group of people. The product you have is for a certain group of people. What you are created to do on this earth is for a specific group of people. You can't save the world, okay? So now, but there's another complex that's just as dangerous, and it's this complex of the save me complex. Now, the save me complex is this idea that many of us have sort of taken up, okay? Sort of driving, so give me a moment. So yeah, so it's this idea that many of us have taken up where we feel as if someone's supposed to help us in what we are doing. And this is something I've suffered from for years, by the way, right? Subconsciously suffered from. Because a lot of us, we get into business, we get into our purpose, we get into providing a certain service, and we have this idea where we believe that people are supposed to come and save us. I had this thing, believe me, if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey Dario, you're waiting for somebody to save you," I would have argued them to the ground and said, "No, that's not true." You know what I mean? I'm a hustler. I work hard for what I get. I don't ask for any handouts and so on and so forth. But it's really not true. Subconsciously, we have this idea where we feel as if someone's gonna like give us a magic potion. Someone's gonna give us a magic, as we call in my culture, a hookup, right? Someone's gonna come out of nowhere and pretty much just save me from my situation. And the truth of the matter is that is not true. Give me a moment. Let me park. Far from truth. The reality is no one is going to save you. Like literally, you can buy courses. I can provide you a course right now. You can buy courses from a certain person or a certain entrepreneur, or you can get a service from somebody. And at the end of the day, if you don't put the work in, if you don't fight your way through this, there's no way that you're going to make it. No one's going to save you. And we have this save me complex where we feel as if that we're going to post something and it's going to go viral. Trying to get the right position, right? That we're going to post something and it's going to go viral. That we're going to do something and it's just going to blow up. Or some celebrity or somebody who already has the push, who already has the industry is going to give us a look. It's going to give us some help. It's going to help us go viral. It's going to help us get outside of our audience or get outside of our sphere of influence into the world, right? Where that's just a total farce. It's not true at all. No one's going to save you. Like, you have to take full ownership in what you are doing. You have to take full responsibility into who you are and just put it out there. And this thing works in stages, right? So often we think that we've got to have a huge following in order for us to live out our dreams, I guess, and live out our goals, or for this product, or maybe you're a singer, or maybe you have a message that's very important and you feel as if that you're not getting the support that you really want. Let me tell you this one thing, right? Nobody wants to be the first to a party, right? And there could be many reasons. Like, I'm sure people who really want to be seen, right? There's this thing that they do where they'll wait till everybody get to the party. Everybody knows that friend. Everybody knows somebody who comes late to the party almost on purpose, right? It's either because they want everybody to see them. Maybe it's what they're wearing. Like, they want everybody to take a look at them. Or it could be maybe because they just don't want to be the only one at the party. And I know, have you ever been to a party, right? Have you ever been to a party where literally you're the only one there? Or it's just a few people there? It's very awkward, isn't it? Because you get there, you're like, okay, nobody's there. The music hasn't started. The party hasn't started yet. Nobody's really talking to each other because it's just a few of us. It feels really weird, doesn't it? No one likes to be the first to the party. That very same concept of nobody being the first one to the party. Nobody likes to be the first one to what you're doing either. So you may have something that, listen, the world needs, people need it. You may have a message that's, life-changing because it's changed your life. You may have a product. You may be like an amazing musician, whatever it is, but nobody likes to be the first to support. Something that I know for sure is the fact that once other people starts falling into what you're doing, once other people start following you, once other people jumps on a bandwagon of what you're doing, everybody else just joins in. It's just human nature, right? I used to have a problem with that. I used to be like, wait. Because, for example, there's an artist that I knew, that I actually know that passed away. His name is Nipsey Hussle, right? I remember I fell upon Nipsey Hussle back in 2008. And, I've been literally listening to this guy ever since. Just an amazing musician. The lyrics that he would put on wax, would put in his records are just amazing to me. And the sad thing about that is I noticed that after his passing, that's when everybody came to the party. All of a sudden, they're like, oh my goodness, we didn't know Nipsey was doing all these amazing things in the community. Oh my goodness, we didn't know that he had so much value. He was giving so much. Nobody knew this thing. And it was very devastating to some of us. Devastating because, of course, we lost somebody who we thought was really good to his community. But at the same time, I'm like, listen, this guy's been doing this for a long time. Where was that support before? But you have to understand human nature. If they don't know, they don't know. And people only know until the masses get on it. Right? You guys heard the story before. You've heard the story of yesterday nobody knew me and today all of a sudden I'm a celebrity. Yesterday nobody cared about my music and today my song goes viral. Everybody wants to jump on a bandwagon, but it's the way it is. Don't wait for a Messiah. No one's going to come save you. It was the hardest message. It sounds very simplistic, but it's a very hard message. When you're really in the trenches and you're working hard and you're trying your best to really produce something, you're trying your best to change your family. I'm talking about changing it from generational wealth, dealing from habits that your family has had, living situations, maybe mindsets. You're trying to change so many things and you feel as if you're putting these things out, you're putting these messages out, you're putting these ideas out, you're putting the product out, you're putting the music out, you're putting the message out, and nobody seems to be following. Nobody seems to be catching on. What I got to tell you is the fact that, pay attention to those who are paying attention to you. It may be only 500 followers right now. It may be just a few views. This is my first technical, not really my first video, but my first official, impromptu video on YouTube. So I'm not expecting much views on this whatsoever. I'm going to be as consistent as I possibly can. But at the same time, I'm not expecting everybody to jump on this. It just takes time to build that traction, to build that consistency, and to build that trust. But the Messiah complex is so dangerous. It's so dangerous because what you'll find yourself doing is subconsciously you'll believe that, somebody's going to save me. There's going to be some sort of savior that's going to help me out when I'm doing this business and this idea. And you're going to find yourself in the trenches working hard after year after year after year. And you're not seeing the traction, or you're not seeing the success. You're not meeting the success goals that you have in mind. What you're going to find is that you're going to burn out. You're going to lose steam. But if you really believe that this is a slow process, success is very slow. I'm talking about real success. I'm not talking about the guy who blew up overnight because, some celebrity shared his wacky video. He was doing something just ridiculous. I'm talking about people who have real businesses. I have an agency. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. These things take time, to the point we're getting to generational wealth, to the point to where we're changing the world, to the point to where people can literally recite the things that you've put out. People are quoting you. You're quotable now. It takes a while. So give yourself a chance. Build that tribe. Build the tribe. You've got 500. If you got 100 people following you right now, 100 people listening, tap into them. Send them a DM, each and every one of them. Send them a message, each and every one of them. I was able to put out my book this January of 2019. I launched my book late January, early February, I believe. And I did it. I only have about close to 3,000 followers. I have, maybe 2,800, 2,900 followers right now. I'm not sure. But I don't have 10,000 followers. I don't have 5,000 followers. And I was able to put a book out called Your Deathbed Confessions. I put that book out. And I got just amazing support. I was able to make a little bit of income from that book. I was able to change a few mindsets, a few lives. I got so much love and so much respect, and I got so much support from that book. And I realized something, because I was so afraid to put it out because I thought that I needed a huge following. But when I put it out and I realized that I've added so much, I've given so much value throughout the years, just to those 2,000 and some change people that I have, that when I put this book out, they supported it. I didn't have any huge marketing campaigns. There was videos that I recorded with my videographer, photographer, and we just sit there. I was very transparent about it. And I put it out, and it changed everything for me. So nobody's going to save you. I really wish they could save you. I wish someone could save me at times, where I'm like, man, I like this thing is life-changing. If only somebody who has a huge following could find my video, find my book, or find one of my speeches that I've done, find one of my talks that I've done, and realize that I am this amazing guy, whatever it is. I wish somebody would find this. I wish it would go on the internet and go viral. But the reality is, it's not. It takes time. People got to trust you. So don't give up, though. Take full ownership. Take full responsibility. It's going to work out. If you have something of value, something that means something to the world, it means something to people, just keep pushing and it's going to come through. I have some more things I want to share, but I don't want to make this video too long, because I was going to talk about how to get a message out, how to really get the word out when you're doing these things. But we'll talk about that later. So listen, the Messiah complex, the help me complex, the help me out complex, the save me complex. Get rid of it. Hone into what you have. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself, and everything's going to work out. Until next time.